welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full-Length Cup Challenge. This evening, we're excited to bring you all the action from iRacing's virtual Watkins Glen International at Watkins Glen, New York, for tonight's coverage of road course racing here on Maconi Entertainment. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing, including this series and many others. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Prince. Alongside the booth once again is Kirk Mills. Our producer this evening is DJ Lyon, working controls as said producer, using cameras provided by Whiplash SimCams. Tonight we go road course racing in Watkins Glen, New York. For many of these drivers, it could be one of the last chances for a bit of a wild card before you include Daytona. But it's the second to last road course race all 2025 here, Kirk. These drivers are looking to try and see if they can survive.
Yeah, trying to see if they can beat all the other guys on the racetrack and get a win, get into the playoffs. That's their number one priority right now. Take a look right here. That cut line, it's too big. Thomas Kulmacheski, Bobby Anderson, Tanner Marty, Robert Miller, these guys need wins. It's almost it's not a 100% guarantee, but it is if you win, you're in. You gotta go out there and try to win these races, one of the last three. We got a road course today, short track next week, and then we go to the big track Daytona where it's a wild card, anybody can win. It's gonna be wild tonight though here at Watkins Glen to see who's willing to do the absolute best to try and win around this strange looking racetrack we have here before us.
See the track map, these drivers are gonna have, per iRacing's details, 8 corners, some marked as high as 11 with all the specific parts of the bus stop chicane. These drivers will not be using the boot, obviously, either here. This racetrack's also had plenty of different layouts over the years, especially when it was much more compact. Back in the 1950s and 1948 was actually a public road course all the way until 1956 when the official Grand Prix layout came to be. Of course, Adam Benefield last time out picked up the win in Iowa, able to come away with the checker flag in what was a bit of a strategic one to see who was going to be able to come out on top. Tire wear was a major factor for many of the drivers, but the Team Conti car had the speed on the long run in the end.
Yeah, he was able to get the job done. It was really a caution that came out that changed the entire run. And that 83 just ended up getting his third win on the season. He's really fast, one of those guys that you're going to watch for a championship run. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see how he competes here because he's also fast on the road courses. I'm excited to see how they do.
Drivers have already taken part in qualifying. That qualifying was on Friday and Saturday. Some big headliners towards the rear. Get to that in a moment. But tonight, it's going to be an interesting front row combination. We get set to roar around this racetrack here in New York State. Drivers currently again set to go for your starting grid for tonight. These drivers will have 90 laps to zoom around here with Lucas Heitzma leading them off tonight. It'll be Robert Miller who starts in second. For number 2, that will feature Jonathan Delaney. He looks to follow his Chase Elliott impression alongside Clayton Hoffman. Top 5, we've seen the points earlier. Matt DeCiani's locked in via points into the postseason. Derek Heitman is next in the running order. He is in 6th. Ralph Hutchinson 7th. Neil Pearson was very solid at Chicago, decent at Sonoma. He's in the top 8. Top 10 will feature Benefield, and Bobby Anderson gets top 10 on a road course in quali.
Starting in 11th tonight will be Cameron Stone. He's pretty quick on these road courses, followed by Dustin Hall in the 1 car for Team Conti San Performance. Starting in 13th will be Nolan Hodgson in the 12 car, and to his outside will be Tanner Marty in the 29. Starting in 15th tonight will be Sean O'Brien Jr., just needing to finish the race in a good position. To his outside will be Dylan Kritz in the 64, trying the same exact thing. Hunter Truell starting 17th here tonight, trying to get a good finish, as well as Alex Coffey to his outside in 18th. 19th tonight will be Jacob Simpson in the 2, and he will be starting alongside Thomas Kulmacheski in 20th.
21st goes the way of Evan Mesnard. Tyler Hunter qualified in 22nd tonight. 23rd, Brandon Hastings. Paul Gallimore makes an air appearance tonight after Dover. He starts 24th. Chad Sanner and Stephen Williams start towards the rear of the field. Joining them is Dave Hoytsma tonight. William Owens will start 28th. 29th goes to Daniel Llewellyn. Joseph Galata, he was a rocket ship in his last appearance, will start 30th. 31st goes to Andrew Dyson, who had issues. Devin Medeiros rounds out the top 32. And one more driver starts up pit road. It's Chris Davis, who qualified 34th. 33rd, should say. So top to bottom of the running, we're here tonight for Watkins Glen. Here's your race analysis, brought to you on Maconi Setup Shop. Stages are short tonight here, just 20 and 40, but then it's a 50-lap run to the end where they will have to take a green flag stop to be able to make the end on fuel here from the Glen. A opens, for reference, going 35 laps. So the field just about all set to go here. Your quick thoughts before we go racing. It's the Boogadis.
Oh, yeah, you know it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. These guys are all ready to go. You want to get into clean air as quick as you can. These top two guys are going to be fun to watch, but how wide will they fan out when they get the green flag? We're going to find out together. Here they go. Out of the final corner. That pace car is going to dive down in the pit lane. Here we go. Take a look at the flagman on the top right of your screen. He's going to start waving it. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing on the road course, boys.
Clean start up front for Lucas Hoytsma. He clears on by. Robert Miller takes the off track. There is a limit of 21 of those here tonight in this series. Up the S as they march. And now you can see how difficult it's going to be. Dirty air has already been a talking point for drivers tonight. We'll see that become a factor as they try and push themselves in the bus stop.
Gotta be careful here. You don't want to go double file. It's important to stay single file in that section. You can really get a little sketchy in there if you're too wide. So they get single file pretty quick here through the carousel, heading down into the short chute. These guys are going to be going off track here quite a bit. You saw Austin Hill fail at this earlier today. They're single file right now. And take a look at DeCiani making a move down to the inside.
DeCiani takes a poke. We're already trying to defend just to be able to hold on to the third spot. But Derek Heitman takes a poke.
Dylan Simpson just went way off course in the back of the field here, right? They just flew by on the back end of the screen there. But they're still side by side. Heitman trying to get on DeCiani here. You also see Neil Pearson trying to battle. Oh, contact! There goes the floor. Hang on to it. He didn't hit the wall. He loses a lot of spots, though. Great job hanging on to the race car to fight another corner.
Have to try and cradle the curbs. Car did not want to cradle. And
no, it's Benefield. Oh, he's around. He collects dust and all. He's going backwards in the S's. I think he's in reverse. No, there he goes. Stop. Look out. Look out. Nobody hit my man here. Let's see. He's going to get that car turned around. There you go. Back on the racetrack. He's got a long way to make up after that. Let's take a look and see what happened. It was with Nolan Hodson there on the 12 car there. Through the S's, not quite clear. And the 12 car held his line. I think 83 just wasn't realizing that he wasn't quite clear yet. The one car was an innocent bystander.
Sends him spinning around to the back of the field. Benefield now goes from up in the top 10 to 32nd. Chris Davis did not pass him yet. So Benefield will need the caution to regroup and reset here after a horrific start. Looking at some of the others, Ralph Hutchinson holding on to his starting spot. Cam Stone's a solid road course racer for Conti so far tonight. Already up 5. We're only on lap 3. The 57's been making moves.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you right now, what's interesting to say about that is Cameron Stone, he started pretty further back from where he's at right now. It looks like that for Stone, he started 11th. He's up to 6th. He's moved his way forward. We know that 57's got some speed. He's got Team Conti Sim Performance underneath the hood. That thing typically has a lot of speed. Maybe not the best qualifying effort, but in the race, we'll see that thing on the long run typically prevail. We've seen that in the A Opens most of this week. But that's not saying anything can happen. Take a look at this 41 car. This is the car we want to watch all day. He started 31st. He's already up to the top 20, sitting in 17th last time by. But if we look at it, it actually looks like that he's moved up all the way to 16th. So he's gained an extra spot since he last crossed the stripe. And now he is up to 15th, just like that, top 15, if he's able to get the pass on Marty.
Absolutely flying through this field. Dyson clears on by, makes the pass. Now, we were talking about this. You spoke with him a little bit earlier today, and he mentioned that it's not intentional, by the way, that he started the back. He actually had an off-track in qualifying, and it's basically one-shot qualifying. If you make a mistake on your qualifying run, well, you better hope that you're inside the top 44 if there's that many entries in terms of with provisionals, or have one of the charters. He's trying to make the attack on the off-track shot. O'Brien Jr. should be able to on the outside and will. But basically, you mentioned it's going to be a challenge. So far, challenge not too much as you would expect with all the dirty air.
Yeah, exactly. He's been moving forward, but with each pass, it's going to get harder and harder until you get to the point where you're at towards the lead. Right now, Lucas Hoytsma is cycled at the front. Jonathan Delaney sitting in the second place spot with Robert Miller, who needs a win. He absolutely needs to win this race today. If we can take a look here at the number 15 car, he's running in third right now. If we can get a quick view of that. We really want to make sure we reiterate the fact that this guy, he is fast week in, week out. He has a lot of speed, but it seems like that we just see him get involved in some incidents here and there, and I think that we got to watch him most of the day too, because he has to win. It is, in order to make the playoffs, that's his only shot. He's got to win it, and I think it's going to be entertaining to see what he chooses to do to try and do that, considering right now he has the fastest lap on the racetrack.
So far, things are getting a bit dicey for the lead. Here we go. Delaney building up a run. Trying to pass by a teammate. Couldn't make the move on Hoytsma. Lucas Hoytsma now tries to defend things as the 97 tries to hold back the former NASCAR driver.
I mean, right now, the 6 is going to drive the worst he's drove all day because he's stuck in that dirty air pocket. But if he's able to get on by and find some clean air here and there, see, right there, he just took an incident point. I'm not sure entirely that's a mistake you don't want to make. You want to try and limit those incident points as much as possible. But he's trying to get every ounce of speed he can out of that car to be able to make the thing work. But take a look at the top of your screen. You'll see Andrew Dyson just ran the fastest lap of the race. He's up to 12th. He's passing cars quickly. Well, I'm sure we'll see him up at the front here soon. Delaney knows this. He's going to have to try and get by Hoytsma to try and get away, but Hoytsma's doing a great job of hanging on to the lead right now. However, he's got to do some blocking, doing whatever he can to make sure he stays behind him. This is a part of the track he can go wide. We saw that earlier today, and it's just going to be a fun drive to the end. We're just going to pay attention to tire wear as well to see how well they have a long-run car. Oh, there seems to be an incident on the racetrack. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, there is some calls for race control right now, but the rest of the field keeps on going. I believe it's all cleared up. So, back to the seriousness things. We'll see what the reason was for the scattering. Well, it was Brian.
Yeah, and Dylan Kritz, it looks like. So O'Brien missed the entryway to the little dog leg there. And on the second dog leg, he was loose trying to save it, and Kritz just hit him in the back bumper, and he slid out into the racing line. He got in reverse, I think, and actually backed out so folks could get by, which was a very sportsmanlike move out of the 65.
So the Naira Bets machine, that is horse racing, having multiple slides already. Gallimore currently up 2, so we keep an eye on him. He's looked pretty solid in his start so far in this series in that 66 machine. Road course going to be very challenging, obviously, for him, yes, but so far he's remained consistent.
Yeah, thinking about Paul Gallimore, something about him that I'm thinking about whenever it comes to his starts here. He's one of those guys that's only started in 3 races, and in this series at least. And out of the, oh, we may have had something happen. Let's take a look. Chad Sanner on the racetrack. Let's take a look, see what happened.
I was about to say, it looked like a flirting activity. This is in the 20s, but in the corner, things got interesting because I think he clipped the barrier and went way off.
Oh, he got so lucky he caught that race car. That thing was heading straight for the barrier. He had to cut the course there, so you'll have to give out the time game. Same thing with the car in front of him. I think both of them did. But what we were talking about with Paul Gallimore, if we can't get back to him, I had some stats on him. He hasn't actually had the best of attempts out here in this series so far. He's been up to like 28th average finish in his 3 starts so far. He's finished 27th, 25th, and 33rd, but he's had speed. His average running position is higher than his average finishing position. So I think he just needs to get through today's race without making any mistakes, and it would be a good 4th start here for him. It's going to be a while before we hear any more about Gallimore.
Yeah, not a road course racer based on what I'm seeing. Usually he is a decent oval racer in series like Moonshiners, but that shows the difficulty when it comes to the FLCC in terms of the talent pool. Look who's ready for the top 10. Andrew Dyson in the stage points, not even halfway through the stage. Slicing through the field like butter, as I think the field's found a bit of a loop around when it comes to that off track. If you keep the right side tires on the rumble strip, you don't get an off track.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, but if you end up going off the rumbles, you do get it. But that's the line. Normally, you like to straddle that line as much as you can. We're talking about on the exit of turn 1. We'll get there in a second. Right here, everything's fine. That 41's fine. Oh my golly, he's doing 4 tire slides on everybody. He's going to the inside of Nolan Hodson right here, going right on by. No problem for the 41 car. He goes out wide enough than everybody else, but you got to remember, we talked to him again earlier before the start of the race. This is the battle for the lead right here you see on your screen. They're nose to tail, the top 3 all over each other. Delaney is trying to get everything he can to get by Oitzma. He's going to be on the inside for turn 1. This is his best opportunity yet. Side by side into turn 1 with a 6, make it room. They stay on the rumbles.
Curb. Yes, and that's going to be Delaney to the lead. Delaney clears, takes the point. Miller backs up the corner and waits in the popcorn seat.
Remember, Miller really needs to win a race here to be able to make the playoffs. This could be a great opportunity for him. I think it's not impossible. I think he can definitely do it. So he's in a great position right now, running with the with the top 2. He's able to maintain speed. So it's going to be interesting to see how, over the long run, if he continues to improve, or how the tires will stack out after all this. But these 3 have really gained a huge gap back to 4th. Derek Heitman is currently sitting 4 seconds behind these guys, and so it's a long way back. You saw it in that last picture. But Dyson has been trying everything he can to catch up to the top 2. I mean, he's on the inside of DeCiani there, making the pass. He is just going up and up and up to 8th. Exit of the bus stop. We have a spin, it looks like.
Right, race control said they're rolling, and it appears to be Brandon Hastings that might have been in the vicinity of that. Yes, he was indeed that driver. One thing I've picked up on trying to figure out how to use the brakes here is, car doesn't like it how you have to turn on the braking, you have to go straight. In this case, just hippity-hopped all corner along to the bus stop.
I don't think he hits the wall too hard there, so I think he can just get back going, no big deal. He'll be back out there on a racetrack, no problem. But right now, Delaney has actually been scooting away in terms of the lead. He's started to make some ground as the 97 is under pressure with the 15. They're almost going to be side by side here. Take a look. He's all over the back bumper of that 97. He really wants to get by.
Took us patience to the S's before a couple laps ago. This time around, trying to push the issue. They're running about 111s up front now. A fall of almost 2 seconds. Miller, on the average, has been about a 10th or so quicker, but 10th of a second differences aren't going to get you the move. Brave lunges like this one will. Robert Miller says, what's a 1X? I got pavement. In real life, they actually put curbs up there to prevent that. But Miller, at the least, able to go side by side and fight out for second as Hoytsma gets the defense out with the overcut.
Yeah, I think right there that move was a little risky. I mean, yeah, you're giving yourself an incident point, but he really thought he can get the job done, and it looks like that he ends up being right where he started that whole thing. So incident point going the wrong way, but take a look right here. Going for 6th. He's on the back bumper of Cameron Stone. Remember, he started 31st. No one in the field, with the exception of Joseph Galata, is showing this type of speed. Galata, he hasn't caught up to where he's 10 seconds behind the leader, but he started back in, looks like 30th, but he's up to 15th. But nobody else has really gained that many spots other than Dyson. Dyson is just leaps and bounds ahead of the guys that he's racing with right now.
Yeah, absolutely blistering some of these drivers here tonight. Galata flying through as well, but not as quick. Galata also is close to a stage points here already, down to what we're coming up to about 7 to go. There's Dyson, another move, top 6. Well, Dyson won't have the speed to close up 10 seconds, I think, enough time, unless he finds the rocket boosters. It's going to be a great spot for stage 2. Galata, you can argue, is in the same boat, and he arguably could have been that winner at Iowa last time out with how much of a rocket he was at that track.
Yeah, absolutely. Galata was the fastest car of the day, but just mistakes happen here and there. And I actually talked to him after that race, and he really was beating up on himself. He said to me in a message after the race that he blew another. He really wanted to win it, but he just blew another one. So he's fast week in, week out, but now he's on a road course. It's a little different from what his norm is. And I think we're going to see more of Galata, and his speed is going to improve. He's just got to get that consistency down. Once he has that, I think he's going to be someone to be reckoned with, as it looks like Miller tried to show the nose to Hoytsma right there. He's showing it again. He's all over the back bumper. I think that 15 is pretty quick and might be faster than Lucas Hoytsma. He's just got to find a place to make the move. And once he's able to get going, I mean, I think he might even have enough speed to chase down Delaney. Right now, he's kind of stuck in the dirty air pocket.
Yeah, at this point, what do you do when you're in the dirty air like this and stuck in a choo-choo train?
Dive bomb. That's it. Dive bomb. We saw it earlier. He tried to get in deep into turn 1, and he went out wide, and it didn't work for him that time. But that's the only thing you can do. Run the line that the guy in front of you isn't. But the problem is, on these road courses, most of the time the line is the same. Always. As it looks like we had a little moment back in the back of the field. Stone and the 8 of Ralph Hutchinson are losing ground back here. They had a little bit of a moment a second ago. I believe it was the 57 of Stone going off track. Let's take a look at this when they go through the dog leg here. You'll see that 57. He'll just, head straight into the corner here. Take a look. He gets a little unsettled. He goes wide, goes through the grass, and he has to now let people go because there's a little, time penalty when that happens.
And that checks up Hutchinson on the rejoin as well, absolutely. So Stone loses a bit of ground there as a result of that mistake. But the drivers keep on going for the time being. Still coming up to 5 to go in the stage this upcoming time by Noah Hodgson. So far, up 5. Decent driver on the road courses this season to memory, but remember, he's amongst the drivers that are going playoff racing with those 2 wins. He's in the top 10 in points scored on the season. We have that replay though to look at. And let's see where this is going to be. This is
Neil Pearson.
And he was good at the past couple road courses.
He has some damage on the left front. I don't know where that may have came from. That is rather odd to see. Let's take a look here. He's already out of the race. He has left the server, so something must have happened to that 62 during the course of the run to have him want to leave. Let's see what happened here.
Oh,
Ooh.
hard contact to the barrier. That'll do it. He'd already been to pit road. He had that damage since lap 2, we can tell you.
I do want to mention while we're watching this, there's actually a crazy battle going on I'd like to talk about. Jacob Simpson in the 2 car in the 48 of Tyler Hunter. these guys have been going at it for a while, and it looks like that as that was going down, he actually lost the position to Evan Mesnard, so now he's all over the back bumper of Mesnard for the S's here. But that 2 car said something over the radio. He wasn't too happy with the 48 car. He gave him a shot going into one of the corners like earlier in the lap. I think that 2 car, he's been dropping back actually. He started in 19th, and he's gotten up to 16th. However, that is a lap ago. Now he's back to 17th, and I think he's losing some speed. So that 2 car is under pressure by Medeiros and Kritz here. He's just got to maintain his spot and see if he can't get down to the pit lane here once we have this stage caution. Look out, Hoffman!
A little bit of a spooky moment there along the curbing. The 5th place car having a bit of a bobble after going really deep into the corner and picking up the 1X. Alex Coffey just ducked down pit road, and I think some drivers are thinking about flipping the stage here because we already have people pitting for service. The 54 is in the lane. We'll see, off and away, Coffey 4 tires and fuel, and now the strategy is on.
I mean, it's a smart choice if you're not running for stage points. That 54 obviously is not. He's not going for a championship this season. It's just a partial year for him. So he's thinking race win. He's got to get to the front. And how you going to do that? You got to flip the stage. You got to do that to get to the front. And then you do the same thing at the end of the next stage, and that's how it's going to work. But up front, will anybody else choose to do it? Delaney heading into turn 1 right now. And the pit road is open one more time, I think, before. And we see a couple cars coming down right now. Dyson is coming down. You see also Heitman coming down to get tires and gas. They're flipping the stage as well. So you're going to see all 3 of those guys cycle their way to the front after this round of pit stops.
This might be a smart play. Absolutely a smart play for Dyson off and away on the surface. He now works his way quickly to the back end of the 76. The run off pit road will be separated by a couple seconds of the racetrack. Dyson barely between up to the top 3. Pit road closing next time by. That next time by.
Stone's in the grass again in the bus stop. We had a crash. He just got back going, but that 57, he was sitting sideways in the bus stop for a moment. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Well, you can't control spins.
Oh, Dyson just got a penalty. I think he's going to get... I heard over the radio they said Andrew Dyson black flag for going to too many boxes.
Can confirm black flag, car 41. Hard contact, Cam Stone to the wall. That sends Cameron Stone straight to pit road. Pit road is closed. And several drivers, I don't know if they beat it. It was closed for Hoytsma and for Miller. Think they might just got it.
They sure did. They were second and third, so they most certainly made it before the leader got there. I think that there's... I mean, they were identical stops, though. My gosh. Can't seem to make that up on pit road right now. That 15's doing well. But Stephen Williams, also a black flag given out. So I'm not sure exactly if they could serve this under a closed pit road, because I don't think they can. So what is Dyson going to be able to do here?
It'd be a double whammy. You'd enter a closed pit, pick up another black flag, then try and serve it. They have just confirmed if he doesn't serve it, they'll just give him an EOL penalty under caution. So he'll have to start from the back again.
Yeah, I think that... Oh, yeah, he totally went through too many boxes on exit. On entry, too, it looked fine on entry, but on exit, he went through, it looks like 5 or 6 pit boxes. So, but Delaney up here, he's got the lead. He's got this all in the bag. He just doesn't need to make any mistakes. He's catching up to the back bumper of Cameron Stone. I don't know if he'll be able to get there before the end of the run here, but Stone's got a lot of rear end damage he's going to need to repair under this caution whenever it does come out.
Jonathan Delaney, meanwhile, looking to finish things up for the stage as Dyson Deed comes down and believe he picked up a black flag again. He tried to serve it before the end of this stage. So, it's going to be a race against the clock maybe from him because Jonathan Delaney is coming on through. Cam Stone just demolished the wall in front of him. But green-white checkered. Jonathan Delaney. It's Delaney over Clayton Hoffman, who stays out to second. Delaney able to come away with the stage victory. DeCiani gets third. Hodgson and Hutchinson get top fives as the black flag is cleared for Dyson from the serve.
That is going to be interesting. No caution yet, so once we're waiting for the entirety of the top 10 to cross the stripe for that to actually happen. And crossing the stripe now, I think, is the 2, so that will bring out the caution there. Some guys that you didn't expect to get some stage points will today. It looks like you got Simpson and Hunter. They'll be able to grab a couple. Bobby Anderson grabs some. As looks like Delaney's going to get another stage win. That car is just fast.
Bobby Anderson, Hunter Trueau, Joseph Galana, Simpson, and Hunter had rounded out that top 10, and this is going to be a bit of a lengthy one. Get us up to the pit cycle. Should see pit stops here as the fuel is close to make it on 35, let alone 40. We'll take a break. We're under caution for the first time tonight. The random caution, still a potential factor. Will we get it in stage 2? It's a 70% chance. We'll see how pit stops fare and more coming up.
You want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to today's coverage here on Maconi Entertainment as we continue on with the full-length Cup Challenge under caution for the stage break. Here in this one, So we look to try and see if we do get a randomized caution that will come up before the end of stage 2. Now remember, in this series there are random cautions that can happen here at this facility. It's a 70% chance between laps 1 to 40 and 70% chance between 41 to 90, so during stage 3. So with that being said here, Lucas Hoytsma, Robert Miller, Derek Heitman, Alex Coffey, and Andrew Dyson all will start in front of the rest of the field. Dyson, despite having to serve the penalty, gets out in the top 5 since he beat the leader off pit road and didn't lose a lap.
Yeah, you know, that's actually a really smart move by Dyson to be able to go down and actually serve it. But it is easy to be able to do that because he had enough speed, a big enough gap to the leaders, but he did it only by, I think, maybe about 20 car lengths or so. It was very close before that caution came back out, so he was barely able to serve it. And right now, we're just going to go ahead and wait until these cars can get back around. But what I want to talk about is now Robert Miller is going to be on the front row. Robert Miller needs to be able to do this today to be able to make to the big playoffs that we got going. And Coffey has made his way to the front as well. You can see that there, Alex Coffey. He's going to be starting right behind those two. Now he went from the back to the front. Remember, he started 18th. He's up to 4th. Andrew Dyson started 31st. He's up to 5th. Because of these flipping the stage situations, it allows them to be able to get into a position where they can now be up at the front at the end of the stage, and they'll have like a lap or two left, older tires, but it necessarily doesn't matter at this particular point. That they got enough time to be able to make it work.
Indeed. So, race control is having the questions on the approach with Dyson. So, either way, this caution period taking about 4 laps under caution. We aren't going to have the real life restart zone where it's out in where the run to 10 and through to 11 rather would be. So we are going to go, once we get to the front straight away, there is no restart zone for FLCC tonight. To reset your top 10, Hoytsma, Miller, Coffey, Heitman, Dyson, the top 5, Delaney, Hoffman, DeCiani, Hodgson, Hutchinson. So the who's ready to control things. And the field, I think, is just antsy to be able to get going at this point. Based on the radio chatter, it's been an eventful one so far for some. It's been interesting for others as the 97 will lead us to the green flag.
I'm excited, man. Let's see what they got. What are they going to be willing to do to take this lead? Keep your eye on the 41. I think it's going to be worth taking a look. Here we go. We're back on the way. Jump.
Oh, and Dyson didn't get a jump. He actually lost ground from that 2x2. Coffey locks it up. Nearly hits the back of Heitman.
There is something under review. Yeah, I heard that. They said that they're going to be under review on that restart, so we'll wait to hear from race control. But that 97 also hit the wall going up the S's there a little bit. Slight contact for our leader. I don't think it's going to hurt him because these things are tanks indeed. But let's keep in mind, that's a big restart change there for that 15 car. He lost a lot of spots. Actually, sorry, just one spot there. I almost confused him with Hoffman. They look so similar.
Dyson lost a lot of ground. Hunter Trudeau's falling down the pylon. Race control warning the field of his spin as he drops down to last of the lead lap. The rest of the field able to keep going as they march their way through to 10 and off to 11. Now it becomes the Kirk.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got to tell you, that 71 car, he was sitting in a precarious position. I think it's worth actually showing. We got to see that 71 because on this restart, he got really out of shape in the. It was right when they went into the dog leg on that first lap out. I think that is going to be worth taking a look at because it's amazing that nobody hit him. Take a look. He gets sideways like this. We saw this in the truck race, and this collected like 5 or 6 cars. No one else got hit. That 71 was avoided by everyone. So you got to, that was just phenomenal job by the whole field to miss him.
That ends up putting him 18, 19 seconds behind the race leader as they go. And Dyson's now rapidly gaining like he was earlier. He's hit a brick wall of race cars to make moves. Miller trying to peel Heitman off the preferred groove. He's showing the nose for 10. Heitman lets him poke. Delaney almost sent it too deep into the both of them.
Wow. Golly, that 6 car really wants by both of those guys, but oh, the 15, he's into the wall.
Miller snapped loose coming out of the corner and slams into the safer barrier. Significant left side damage now for the 15 and rear bumper damage, and Miller's parking it.
Yeah, you hate to see it. That's the story of the week for that 15 car, or story of the year for the 15 car. He has speed week in and week out, and unfortunately it just looks like that it just one thing after another seems to go wrong for that 15 car. He was loose, he overcorrected. Also that gave some damage to the front bumper of the 41, so it wasn't just a single car deal there. You hate to see it though, absolutely. It's just the story of the season for that 15 car.
I think Dyson might have gotten away from it, as you see Coffey has already dropped back to 12. A disastrous start to the run, 109.9. He ended up losing lots of ground this lap. Also, the battles still continue. Delaney on the outside of Heitman for second. And Dyson's now found his water wings, and he's going for the cuts.
Yeah, he's kind of boxed in right now. He can't do anything. He's stuck behind the 6 and on the outside of the 76. He's able to get by one of them, and now he's sitting on that straddling line between the rumble strips and the regular part of the racetrack where you can, not get an X from running there. He's just got to chase down to 6 and then Hoytsma. He's got 2 more cars to go, and he will have a remarkable first 28 laps. This car has just really gone from the back to the front. In all sense of the word, did not use pit road to do it. He has a lot of speed. He got up to 7th on his own. The pit stop helped him getting up to 5th, but then he drove his way up to 3rd now, and he has 2 more cars to go.
Spraying 110.5s in the dirty air right now. The leader's running 110.2s at the moment in the choo-choo tray. See some of the big movers. Galata, by the way, he's also plateaued a little bit in the top 10. It's right behind Bobby Anderson in the running order. Also, Devin Medeiros. The 20 car's actually been quietly very good here tonight. From 32nd to 15th so far, up about half the grid.
Yeah, something about Devin when it comes to road courses. Out of all, he's had 2 starts this season. His average finish on road courses is 11th. He has a lot of speed on the road courses compared to like on ovals. He seems to have a little bit of a struggle going. His best average finish on any oval is super speedways, where he has an average finish of 20th. But on road courses, this just seems to be his bread and butter. So Devin Medeiros running exactly as the statistics expect him to, right in his position. I'm sure that we'll see more out of this 20 as the run progresses.
Arrows, you gain a little bit more to get up to Besdar, to Simpson, and to Coffey in the order. Coffey is dealing with left side damage on his race car. So as they continue on and march on towards halfway in the stage, Dyson still hasn't figured out a way to crack the code to get by the 6. He's kicked up the speeds as the temperatures have started to drop with the clouds above the racetrack, but hasn't been able to take advantage. Only a couple tenths quicker than Delaney, and now it's the difficult part of actually getting these passes to set things up with the dirty air effect.
I will tell you this right now, that 41, even though he's gaining time on him, he's running faster. He flipped the switch, and they get so dang close to that Armco barrier there before they get into the dog leg. It's almost scary, but he's going to try everything he can to try and get Delaney up and out of the groove. That 41 is just so much faster than most of the field that if he had clean air, I think it wouldn't even be a contest. But he's still going to be stuck and having to deal with these cars that doesn't seem like anybody wants to change other than everybody outside of the NASCAR sanctioning body. But I'll tell you right now, I think that 6 car is a little loose right now. 41's all over the back bumper. He's going to make a move right here down to the 1.
Set up with a good run coming down to the final corner. They head off to the 90 with no issues for Dyson. Andrew Dyson able to take second. And now looks to charge ahead to see if he can pick up a stage win. Now, one of the things done after last week's race was Bobby Anderson released a metric on where the playoff points will be by the end of the postseason if it started last week. Dyson's picked up 4 stages, 20 points from his victories in terms of stage points, and would at the moment have the regular season bonus for the regular season standings. Dyson would have the advantage over Jonathan Delaney by 11 points to start off the postseason. So far, we've seen drivers that are in the postseason that one stage include Delaney, Hill, Hoytsma, along with Gitter having 5. Hodgson has only picked up 1 despite picking up 2 wins for his efforts. You have DiCiani, Benefiel, Hoffman, Heidman, Murray, along with Hutchinson and Stone, all within range for the start of the postseason that picked up some form of playoff points. Sean O'Brien Jr., as they run, would be the only driver without any playoff points in 16th spot if the playoffs were to start today.
And, you know, that 65's gotten involved in an incident already today, but he's still out there trying to hang on to the race car. He really needs to just finish out the races this season, have no DNFs, and I think he'll be safe to at least make it, unless someone who has not won yet this season somehow comes out of nowhere and wins a race, and that's at least behind him in points. That's his only way that he's going to be taken out. So just think about this, though. We have drivers that are capable of winning at different specific tracks that are their caliber. But when you go to Daytona here in a couple weeks, anyone can win. It's legit up to just, in most cases, it's a lot of talent, but it's also mostly chance. You got to be in the right place at the right time, avoid the big wrecks. And I think it's going to be interesting to see who might be able to do that, considering the last person to win at Daytona was Patrick Gitter. He's not here this afternoon, but what I can tell you is that's the only race he's won this season. So it's possible for folks to be able to do that throughout the course of the season. Just be able to run super speedway and just cruise their way in for the win and you're in style of playoff format that we currently have.
Still have the drivers that are making part-time starts looking to shake up the apple cart, so to speak, in terms of performances. This is right now 4th, Galata looking to retake it. Benefiel doing solid tonight in the Conti car, not known for his road course prowess per se, but the winner from last time out doing really well to be able to carry speed for that car. Brandon Hastings, by the way, just exited the race. He's now done and out of the event.
Yeah, let's make sure we get all the names here. So at the end of the this current point, right now we have Neil Pearson currently out of the race. Tyler Hunter is sitting in the pit lane. He has 6 laps down right now. Paul Gallimore also sitting in the pit lane. Something must have happened to him last time he was out and about. That 66 car looks like he got loose in the S's and hit the wall pretty hard, and he's trying to repair that damage currently right now. If we continue up that list, Dylan Kritz is out of the race currently. Robert Miller is also out of the race from his mistake there, heading off the final corner that we saw earlier. Brandon Hastings out of the race as well. And so at that point, I think that we have a total of, I think, 27 total cars that are still out on the racetrack. But that is most certainly going to change as the race goes on. This race is a race of attrition, as it looks like we got Dyson chasing down Hoytsma after he made a move on Delaney.
That was to be expected with the speed we've seen from the 41 here tonight. Still coming up to about 6 to go in the stage this time by. What's been one of the quicker races of the season so far for those keeping track on the stopwatch. So we'll see what they do in terms of this, how quickly Dyson's able to make the move last time by. He closed up by a 10th.
Oh, you just know it's going to happen. You're just waiting for when. It's not a matter of if, it's when with Dyson. Everybody always says that this guy's just 10 times faster, but he was so modest about it when I talked to him. I asked him, like, it's going to be fun watching you drive through the race, and he says, well, I'm not so sure about that. I don't think it's going to happen that particular way. And no, it's really happened that way. I mean, he thought that, he believes that, like, the oval guys are really good at this particular road course, whatever it is. They seem to, like, suit it better than most of the other road courses he runs. So with that in mind, he's all over the back bumper in the 97, and I think when he takes the lead, he'll be mildly surprised based off of what I hear, but the rest of us, I don't think we'll be that surprised.
Absolutely here, 5 laps to go in the stage, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him flip it again. For reference, those who flip the strategy, first, second, fourth, then he fall down the running order down to about 12 at the moment for some of those who attempted that strategy. Sean O'Brien Jr.'s been the car again, and he's just parked it. Sean O'Brien Jr. had been running with tech issues. The car then exploded and then reappeared, and race control is now monitoring the 65 for its situation. The leaders now going bumper to bumper meanwhile. Dyson close, trying to use all the runoff space from the buildup.
He really wants to get by. I think he's going to make his move here. Let's see. No, he stays right behind him. That 97 is going to hang on to the race car as much as he can. Man, it's just so dang crazy to me that 97 is able to, hold him off considering the lap times that we saw Dyson running. I gotta tell you, like that 97, the thing helping him a lot is the dirty air. But once that 41 breaks free, if he's able to, I don't think that 97 will be able to even hang on to the back bumper of the 41. That 41's gonna be long gone. It's just about making the move, and that's the hardest part about this car. It's just the dirty air. It makes it impossible to get through. But Dyson, he's sitting in position, and I think right now what he's thinking is he's gonna wait for a mistake to happen out of the car in front of him. Don't make a mistake yourself. Focus on him making the error. Keep pressuring him, but don't make the mistake yourself.
See Dyson just trying to hound the rear end absolutely here. Couldn't take the air off the spoiler, get the 97 loose there. Didn't get loose on the grass. Dyson now getting blocked.
Ooh.
Going to high side. Tries to use, oh my goodness, he just said, I'm going to take the 1X for this. Took the runoff area to be able to get alongside, side by side for the race lead. Coming to 3 laps to go.
Oh, he wants it, man. He wants to get every playoff point he can. He's trying to make sure he wins his championship this year. He knows he's got to be able to get as many of them as he can. He didn't get the first stage. He got some stage points, but that's not necessarily going to help him that much. What he needs are playoff points, and he's going to be able to get one if he can hang on to the lead, and it looks like he did a masterful job of doing that. He's willing to throw away an X just to make that pass, and that's what you got to be willing to do. You got to be willing to throw the car out in a place where you normally wouldn't do it. As you see some cars now doing flipping the stage. DeCiani, Heitman, and Bobby Anderson's got some right front damage on pit road as well. We hadn't seen that yet. He was running up in the top 10.
Yeah, he was surviving before his situation. He is spending a fair amount of time on the jacks now from it. DeCiani off and away, Heitman off and away. Madero's off the racetrack in the bus stop. They make their way through the carousel.
speaking on the way through the carousel, on lap 37, we'll take a look at Medeiros here, but on lap 37, we'll also take a look at Bobby Anderson here. Let's take a look at Medeiros. Going into the corner, looks fine. He hits the ball. Black flag for Lucas Hoytsma.
Oh, we just had it. What was the biggest fear? Remember what I talked about, how close it was to get a penalty in stage 1 based on position of the leader? Guess who got penalties this time? Only Hoytsma did on the entry, interestingly. Delaney did not.
Take a look at the replay of this entry. We got to see this, because I think that 6 car kind of sabotaged the 97. Take a look at this. You're going to want to see this when he goes on pit entry. You got to look behind it. You're not. We got to get a wide view. That 6 car pushed the car in front of him in. So if we get a different angle, like pit entry look, whatever angle we can, it's a little further back. Happened right as they went by the yellow cones. Here we go. So we want to make sure we get a good view of that entry, because it's obvious what happens here. Take a look. You got the 6 car all over the back bumper of the 97. Here he goes, and he rear ends the 97, pushing him over the speed limit at the cone, which is what gave him the penalty, but the 6 did not.
And that's what you call using somebody as a brake. Even if it wasn't intentional, that's going to change the tides of the race. Lucas Hoytsma had a 40-second stop and hold from that penalty. 1 to go in the stage for Andrew Dyson. We did not get the randomized caution for the first half of the race. And now it's just a matter of getting the stage point. That green-white checker for Dyson, and what's been a rocket yet again on a road course.
I will say this for Hoytsma. He will be the first car 1 lap down. So he will get his way. He will get as long as he doesn't hit anything and go off track, that 97 will get his lap back. He's in a lucky spot right now, so it's not going to be horrible, but he will be at the back of the field at the end of the stage.
Green-white checker flag coming out this time. Andrew Dyson comes out of the final corner. It's Dyson who picks up the stage here at Watkins Glen, our second stage coming to a close. Said he had to pick up a playoff point to help his cause and grow that gap up at the front of the field for the postseason. Clayton Hoffman, Nolan Hodgson, the top 3. Hutchinson, Galata got top 5. Benefield, Simpson, Coffey gets stage points. Mesnard and Devin Medeiros will be amongst the final drivers. Check that on Mesnard. Believe he had a situation. It's going to be Tanner Marti, you see, with the 29, who's able to get that last stage. It was previously Mesnard at the start of the last lap. So yeah, stage Mesnard 2.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Ahead.
There's a huge crash for the 73 of Mesnard on that final lap. He was on lap 40. So that if we can get to Mesnard and show him exiting turn 1 on lap 40, that'll show you exactly what's going on with that 73. He had a big hit going out of turn number 1. Right here, take a look. He gets on the rumbles, little loose, overcorrects. Oh, big hit to the Arco barrier there. That left front is broke.
Still dropping it around, though, to be able to get to pit road, but I was about to say, that's the end of stage 2. Now put us under the brake. Once again, you were happy with us here from Watkins Glen. More coverage to the full Land Cup Challenge coming up after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Watkins Glen International, where we have a situation developing. Race Control just got a request from the 76. Derek Heitman just asked, can he stop on the racetrack to go to the bathroom? He's told Race Control he is not willing to pit, and he wants to go to the bathroom. We have more than 40 laps to go, so he's got a situation. In our news, we have a race to still develop, and he's going to be swarmed by race cars.
I gotta tell you, when you gotta go, and you're willing to argue anything to be able to make it happen. So, golly, I gotta tell you, that's the funniest request I've heard in a race, period. You know, in open series, or at least in official series, we see that type of thing happen under caution at like these big tracks. They would go out like all the way to the backstretch while the past the pace car, sit on the bottom of the racetrack, go, come back, and it wouldn't give them a penalty. However, I mean, in these leagues, oh yeah, you can't do that, can't get away with it. So, but as we're getting the 1 to go signal here, he's kind of stuck in a really rough spot.
Well, he gets to start third. That's the bright side. Only 3 drivers committed to the strategy. Lucas Hoitzma with that penalty situation back in 18.
So our DJ, our producer, that is, oh golly, you know, that is going to be interesting to say the least. We'll see that everywhere. Oh my gosh, 76. There you go. Sorry about all of that. You opened it up to it when you put it yourself in the chat with the rest of the drivers. My golly.
Well, Jonathan Delaney, Matt DeCiani, Derek Heitman are the ones staying out here. We have a chance for randomized caution at 70%. Rain clouds are looking like they're above the racetrack, but we can tell you this, because we are in stock cars, it's still a 0% chance of rain. So it's just a mostly cloudy and overcast cloud storm that's overtopped the circuit. Look at the bright side. In real life, it might be downpouring, but these cars do not have windshield wipers like they would in real life.
Not yet. We're waiting on it. As soon as iRacing decides to get their butt in gear, I guarantee you it'll be a lot of fun when they do. I think that will change a lot of racing on the road courses when they choose to give us rain tires. Oh,
I mean,
that'll be the day.
I'll say this. This is a few years ago, but I asked them straight up, would we ever see rain on an oval or with the oval stock cars? And they said, never. I suggested rain delays being a thing, and they laughed me out the door. So, in other words,
oh my gosh,
it's a likely no is the answer. But on the bright side, this will cool down the racetrack for those who want to make sure they preserve their tire percentages. Jonathan Delaney goes as soon as the pace car drops off. Green flag's out. We're backing away, and the field now looks to see, can anyone hold back that 41? Maderos picks up a black flag off the start.
Oh, there's a spin. There goes Hoffman under the outside wall on the exit of turn number 1.
Glen Hoffman just staying there after that slide. He had been up in 7th position. They've cleared the black flags for the 20, but it's going to be heavy contact for the 92 machine. So now up front, Jonathan Delaney is the one who controls things. Just to make the way to the hillside. Benefield with an issue.
Yeah, in the dog leg. He slid through that third one again, the 83. He barely missed everybody. It's worth taking a look at. Through the dog leg is where it happened. Take a look at this. How he saved this race car is beyond me. Take a look at this right here. Perfect angle. Whoa, hang on to it. Going off tracking in that 83. Saved the car, but lost a handful of spots, and I think he's all the way back now to outside of the top 15.
All the way to 12 specifically. He did hold on to the top 15. But, you know who's up to third and looking for second? It's no surprise. It's Dyson. Contact DeCiani. Hit the wall with the S's. Opens the door perfectly for the 41. And DeCiani lets him have it.
I gotta tell you, that 41, I mean, I do want to mention before we continue talking about Dyson here, we know he's going to be the story of the race. But DeCiani, again, having a great race. It's just that we haven't seen him, get the victory yet. Something about him compared to everybody else, if we were just going strictly based off of points and bonus points and all that, it would be, he would be second in points if it wasn't for the wins deal. So talking about him, his average finish on road is right at 6.7. He's been at all 3 road courses. He's averaging top 10s there, and over the entire season, his average finish is 9.9. He is someone that is so consistently in the top 10 that you can almost guarantee he'll be there at the end of these races.
Magical to say the very least. Some of these drivers just trying to get themselves in the right momentum band to be able to power their way forward. Dyson and Delaney, by the way, lead the series in top 10s in terms of consistency. That's in 22 and 20 starts respectively. Delaney actually has the higher percentage. Coffee, 4 different spotters working with him right now, trying to keep him focused. Fell back in stage 2, still picked up stage points, but now is on the fresher tire here, trying to find his way around the 71 Achua, who's taken some slides today.
Yeah, I think that with that 71, he's really aggressive, but that 54 needs to be able to find his way through. He's kind of had an interesting race, to say the least. Went from the back, stays right around 10th, as it looks like Dyson just got Delaney up front for the lead, side by side right now as they head up the hill. This is not over yet. Delaney still on the outside trying to hang on to the race car. This is for the lead. Remember, this could be the last battle for the lead for the race. It might not. We'll see. Side by side up the S's. This is phenomenal driving by both drivers heading down into the bus stop. They are side by side. You can't do that. Look out. Everybody hang on. Dyson gets it, and he will hang on to it as it looks like there are some accidents happening up in the S's, I believe, last I heard. But new leader right there, that is the 41, is William Owens has gotten a meatball flag.
Owens out of the race. Another one bites the dust. Let's take a look what happened there. All while Dyson now leads. Technically Owens with the toe. And wow, that car went stage left along the curbing.
Yeah, we saw that happen twice already today, so it is a dangerous thing, that curbing. You gotta treat it with respect. But I wanted to give a quote here. It looks like that we saw as the 97's working his way through the field after his black flag that he had, where he had to start in the back of the field. He has cracked the top 10. He's just moved up to 9th. And with that in mind, it's important to watch his march to the front to see if we do get that random caution, then we will most certainly see him going up towards the front again. But if not, it would be a really tall ask to try and get him back up to the front. Jonathan Delaney, just a moment ago, mentioned over the radio that, yeah, you're insane, end quote, talking about Dyson, saying that he was stunned that they went side by side into that area here without crashing. And he just sent it full send, no problem. And he thought that was pretty wild. So that's a quote from second place right now, which is surprised by the 41's driving.
Some said don't count him out for Lucas Weitzman's speed, by the way. He's moving. Benefiel trying to move his way around Jacob Simpson. Simpson, decent race tonight.
Galata just rubbed up in the front, the 12 car of Hodgson. They are side by side right now with Hutchinson. They were all over each other right here. At 99 in the 12 car. You got to take a look at this battle. That 99 went really deep on the 12 last time by, and the 12 is not happy about it. That is a guarantee.
Air 1X taken by Galata. But he went full on send. You are right. Through turn 11 to be able to get that spot in the first place. Now looks to run off and away with it. Galata up to a race high 5th in this running tonight. Not bad at all from Joseph Galata in this one as he tries to run away and get the Derek Heitman.
Got a ways to go to get back up to the top 2, but he's in a good position right now to say the least. Oh, the 71 100 rule into the outside wall there. He is just Alt F forward out of the car, and that will do him in.
Another one bites the dust. We'll see if we can take a look. This was not looking good in the first place. 2x2 is never good at the bus stop.
You just knew this wasn't going to end well. Side by side here they go into the S's. 54 bounces up out of the way. 29 of Marty's on the inside. And the 2-car Simpson was involved in that too, and he just clipped the 71. Let's take a look and see what happened to Simpson in the 2-car. Heavy damage for the 2. Here he goes to the S's. Not pressured by anybody. He just lost it on his own and hit the barrels and came back out and clipped the 71.
Simpson, we're just giving him his praises about how well he had been running this race tonight. Well, not anymore. Significant damage to the right front. Just have to power it around. Hope for a caution. Owens is officially done for the night from that meatball flag. Now, 6th spot is on Ralph Hutchinson, looking to pounce. And Hutchinson, not normally a road course racer. He's done well tonight going left and right. The RHM machine has had some really good power in the car.
8 car's been consistent. He's been consistently where he started in 7th. He's been really staying right around there. Sure, he may have gotten as high as maybe 2nd or 3rd, but even in those cases, that 8-car Hutchinson is just having a good day, which is great. He's going to be able to make the playoffs doing that, I think. We'll have to double check that to make sure where he is. Let me double check to make sure that he's had a win this season. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Yeah, 8-car, he's going to make the playoffs, no problem. I think you could pretty much say he's a lock. As long as he's able to finish out this race just fine, no problems, and he's able to start the next 2, I think we can say Ralph Hutchinson's going to be a lock here for the point standings.
Based on his pedigree and what we've seen from him over the years, and the fact he's been a bigger name when it comes to the iRacing scene, when it comes to the team side, You would think that he would have at least got into victory lane by this point, but it's not the case. Look who's closed up. Joseph Galata looking to try and pressurize that 76. Trying to find a way to get Heitman to make a mistake to open things up.
Yeah, this is the closest battle that we could see on track right now. Out of all of them right now, these are the two closest cars together inside the top 15. Everybody else is running just back in 13th, having a crazy battle too. But Galata has been marching forward. He has a lot of speed. He's all over the back bumper of Heitman. And he gained that ground back up rather quickly. I think Galata has so much speed in that car that it's going to be fine. They will have to come down and get gas, no doubt about it. They will have to come down and take another pit stop. So this isn't the end of the run. They will have to come down and get another pit stop. But it will be a little bit before we actually see that happen. It could be, if we could take a look at the stints, that would be very helpful to be able to find out when they're going to come down. Dyson, our leader, most likely will be pitting in another 21, 22 laps in that range. They could stretch it further if they save, but somewhere in that range, we should see them come down. But they will want to stretch this out as long as possible, considering there is a 70% chance that there will be a caution between certain laps. Let's see if that's still the case. I think there is. What are the laps for that? It was 41 and 90. So, yeah, we still have plenty of time before the end of the race for that random caution to arrive.
And it can happen at any point. We might even see a green, white, checker finish depending on the randomized caution here tonight. But these drivers 8 seconds back of the leader, 3 seconds back of the nearest car, by the way. Will Galata be able to find his way around is the tough part. You can just see he knows where to find some little edges, but not enough to find a way to poke his way alongside here. And at this point, what do you think is going through Galata's mind? Because it looks like he wants to pass, he feels he's quicker, but he's kind of still in that dirtier brick wall. As there it goes.
Yeah, but he's going to make the shot move right here. He's going to try, show the nose there. That 76 went wider. That's going to I guess he wasn't able to get the job done there on the final corner. Let's see how long. It's a matter of time, I think, being able to make the pass. But how is he going to do it? Is he going to... Oh, he just overdrove the corner there. He almost lost it. Yeah, he ended up getting an X there from that. So not necessarily the best of moves. I think he needs to just lower the heart rate, relax, and just try to take one corner at a time. And eventually you might be able to catch back up. But he lost a lot of ground on that one.
Yep, having to reset yet again as a result of that bobble. But it's wow, some of these air drivers are still making moves back here. Arrows is amongst those for 14th. Having to get Kolmacheski.
Oh yeah, this battle is wild. Kolmacheski just let up quite a bit and let a handful of folks go there. So that 88, I mean, this little patch of cars here from Devin Medeiros on back to about Tyler Hunter seems to just be a really interesting battle on the racetrack because they're all like under a blanket here, even though Hunter's a few laps down, 8 laps to be exact. But this battle from like none of them are really racing each other other than Medeiros, Sanner, and I think Kolmacheski are the only 3 really going against each other here. They're in a position now where they don't necessarily need to worry about running too quick. They could just try and do some strategy. I think if you can make it to the end once it's possible, you pit as soon as you can, because that way you can, like, if they do throw the caution, you can jump to the front. As soon as the window opens up with 31 laps to go, I mean, if you're back here in the 20s, 14th, 15th, and the only chance you have is if you are able to flip it and try to hope for a caution to get you up to the front. That's one way to do it. As it looks like Hoytsma has caught the back bumper of the 57 of Cameron Stone.
73, Mesnard picking up black flag on pit entry, but rest of the field is quickly approach the green light. Now keep in mind with the pace these drivers are running. No one's hit the minimum speed, which was a 76-second lap of 1 minute 16. But we do have a bit of a rundown to go through. Why do we go through a rundown to the field here, Kirk? As the field quickly approaches the pit window. Your thoughts here on what we're seeing from the top 10?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with our 10th place driver, Adam Benefiel. We touched on him a little earlier tonight. Adam Benefiel, he has been a driver that isn't really that big of a fan of the road courses. He has an average finish of 15th out there. He starts up high and like around 10th on average, but he just can't seem to make it work over the long run. We saw him get involved going off track, but he has recovered well up to the top 10, now running just one spot behind from where he started. And he's just trying to maintain his position to try and get as many points as he can. But having an average night for Adam here in terms of the road course performance. Now, if we move up to Cameron Stone, the next driver in line here, Cameron Stone, something really cool about Cameron is that in terms of his road course performance, he is someone that does better on road courses statistically than any other racing surface. He has a 9.3 average finish on the road courses compared to his next best of 11.4 on the short tracks. And he's just having a great day. It's sitting right now in 9th, exactly where his average finish is. So, I mean, he just needs to have a clean, clear run all the way to the end to be able to actually show that he's able to use that speed, and that statistic is proved correct. So up next after 9th is going to be Lucas Hoytsma. Something about this driver always seems to be interesting when it comes to the road courses. He is really fast on the road courses. His average finish is 5th. You see that week in, week out, but he normally starts out around 10th and moves his way up. What I can tell you right here is that his average running position is right around 5th place. So with that in mind, he's doing a little bit off from what he normally would be doing. However, I mean, he's having a good run here today. I think he's going to be able to try and do something special, considering he had the whole penalty from speeding on entry. He had to come back from that, so he's still recovering. He still has a lot of speed, and he's catching Ralph Hutchinson, who is our next driver on the list, right in front. Take a look at our 7th place spot. That is Ralph Hutchinson. Something really cool about Ralph in terms of his road course performance is it looks like we have some pit stops occurring. Here he goes, right into the pit lane, right in the middle of the rundown. Both him and Cameron Stone both choose to come down pit lane. That's going to open up a door of opportunity if we get a caution. But for Ralph, in terms of road courses, he needs to take this risk. His average finish is 19th on all 3 road courses this season. His average finish is 19th, but his average running position is not that much better. So to be honest with you, this is probably a good move for the 8 car, hoping that something happens. And this is a good time to do it because you can make it on gas from here. The door's open, you can make it to the end. So caution helps, but it's not required to be able to work in your favor. So we'll see if that works for them right now. The next car in the list was Nolan Hodgson. You can see him right here. Nolan has really been a surprising driver this entire season to watch. Out of all the road courses, his average finish is 8th. It's his best his best type of track, actually. If you look at it by average finish, he finishes better on the road courses than any other track, with the next best being short tracks with a 14.8 average finish. Right now, his average running position is a way lower than where he's at. So he's sitting in a great spot right now in 6th. And just finishing out this race is what that 12 car needs to do in terms of points. We're going to move on up to our next one, Joseph Galata. Galata is brand spanking new. He is fast, and he's someone that doesn't necessarily have that much statistics. But in terms of the road courses, it looks like that this is his 2nd start on the road courses. The first time he went out to one was over at the Chicago Street Course. He finished 38th there. So this is a great recovery compared to his first race. Something may have happened there that didn't help him get through. Mistakes were made, but he's all over the back bumper of that 76 of Derek Heitman. Now, Heitman here, something about this driver, he's right now sitting 7th in the point standings, and in terms of road courses, he's fast. He qualifies in further back than most drivers, and 20th is his average starting position on road, but he finishes higher. He finishes 8th on average, was his average finish out of all 3 of those races. And something to mention about those 3 races is he's finished 8th, 9th, and 8th. So you could expect to see him get a top 10 if the statistics continue. He just needs to make sure he has a clean finish to this race, and he'll most certainly have a chance to do that. As we continue through the lineup, up next, we got Matt DeCiani. We talked about him a little earlier. 6.7 on the road course. It is his third best type of track. He's typically best on the super speedways and the short tracks. But in terms of how he's doing here on the road courses, we have a little spin up ahead. It looks like, well, there's a green car that he just passed. We got to catch that. Somebody behind this 4 car just spun. It looks like it was Williams. He's able to get the car back up and running. But back to DeCiani, something to mention about it is that he's finished 9th, 5th, and 6th on the 3 road courses that we've had this season. So top 10 is almost assured for the 4 as long as he makes no mistakes. And moving up, Jonathan Delaney. Of course, you're going to see this guy up towards the front. He's sitting second right now. His average finish on the road courses, though, is 14th. It's actually rather low compared to what you would expect out of this driver. He finished 27th in Sonoma and 12th on the Chicago street course, but 3rd on the Circuit of the Americas. So that's kind of a wide spread. My guess, it's not the whole story, because if you look at the average running position, it's 5th. He's a fast guy, but he must have had some incidents that took him out of contention at those other races to cause him to drop out. And now we're going to talk about the big man himself. Right now, number 1 in points, 4 wins this season, 11 top 10s, tied for the most with Jonathan Delaney. And he's just a guy who finishes races and finishes them well, with the exception of super speedways. On road courses, he hasn't lost. He's won all 3 events, and he's in the lead of this one. He's trying to make it 4 for 4 this season. And one thing you got to talk about this driver is he's so fast on the speedways. He's fast on the short tracks as he comes down pit lane now trying to get tires. But the only thing he really struggles at are super speedways. So Daytona in a couple weeks, I'm going to be excited to see if he's able to beat those statistics, because right now his average finish there is 34th. So we'll see if he can finish the race and get a better finish here in a couple weeks. But right now, he's trying to go for that 4th win on the road courses.
He's looking like he's in position to do so. Off and away for tires and fuel. Again, this will get drivers to the end on gas from here on out inside the 32-ish laps to go mark. Jonathan Delaney keeps going 24. DeCiani's 26 into the run. Coffee O'Brien amongst those 20 in the respective stints here. So a lot of these drivers taking the laps early in the run rather than waiting later on into it for their pit stop service here. Interesting enough. So at this point, we might see some rapid differences in pace for a couple of the drivers. The fall-off band has gone only to 1.4 to 1.6 seconds, Kirk, so not as bad as it was earlier.
Absolutely not. I mean, it makes sense. Right now, the last lap that the leaders are running are right around 110.8. But those folks that just came down pit road, they just got their tires back on. They're out there running fast, like the 41 car Dyson. I mean, he's still on his out lap here. He's coming close to finishing out his lap. And once he does, we'll have a number for you. It looks like let's see if we can't find that out. But we're right now looking at this battle between Hutchinson. Oh, we just switched over to DeCiani, who chose to come down pit road from 2nd place. He's trying to make his stop now. Now, the question is, are we going to see this random caution? If it happens right now, oh boy, big problems for the top group of drivers, because they'll have to come down and everyone else necessarily won't. So right now it's Delaney, Coffee, O'Brien, Medeiros, and those are the only 4 that I see still out there on old tires, with the exception of Komacheski. And Hoffman.
Yeah. Coffee runs 2nd. This time being. Decent race for him in the 54 camp. Other position drivers have had some good speed here this week, and so far have showed good discipline, with Coffee being one of their main road course drivers through their series and the league side.
I just love that paint scheme, by the way. I love that they're able to make a Monster Energy car fit their bill so dang well. I'm a little biased here, but what I can say is I think it was like really cool to be able to just pull up a Discord one day and see that picture, and I was like, wow, That actually was a really well done paint. So just something to mention right there. That 41's all over the back bumper of Madero, so this is for position. That 41 has fresh tires, though. The 20 does not, so that won't be for long. There you go.
Air swap around quickly. Komacheski this time by went into pit road. So we're down to coming up to 25 laps to work with here in this race for this field. Dyson, mind you, is net leader by a good
Glen's
chunk.
coming in.
And yes, you just mentioned it. Pit stop for the leader.
Yep, 26 laps on the stint. He's going to be right around 27 when he crosses the stripe there, but we'll see how he lines up. If he's able to, if that benefits him, I think he was hoping for a caution, honestly. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure, but he's in a position now where we'll have to see where he stacks up compared to the 41. Right now, the 41 is coming out of the final corner as he enters his pit box. I don't think it will be enough. I think that 41's going to be able to just fly on by, and he will have a huge gap from Delaney there. He just passed him. So Coffee looks like is the only remaining driver out on the racetrack heading up through the S's right now. He will have the lead, but he still needs to come down pit road. He's on a 23-lap stint right now, as Andrew Dyson is behind him just by 6 seconds, and he is approximately 2 seconds faster than him a lap. So pitting might be a benefit right now for Alex Coffey if he chooses to come down.
Bit too much fall off right now for Coffee. Jacob Simpson, officially out of the race, has now parked it for his earlier crashes in the event. It's to the point. Just wondering how far the 54 is willing to push it. Still the chance for the caution flag, as that's got to be on the back of everybody's mind. Coffee not going to take that chance. Coming on down to stop the bleeding. He's in.
That's exactly what he needs to do. That puts Dyson to the lead, and now he has a full tank of gas. He's going to be able to make it. And that will most certainly put a huge problem in everybody else's back bumpers. It looks like only Medeiros is still out there on old tires here. Somehow, Devin Medeiros has chosen to stay out late. He's on his 23rd lap of his stint. We saw Delaney stay out up until his 26th lap, I believe it was. Delaney, speaking of which, is sitting in third now, approximately 6 seconds back. Sorry, 11 seconds back from the leader, it looks like. I'll have to double check that. Yeah, 10 seconds back from the leader right now. So he's got a lot of ground to make up.
Coffee, by the way, came out 12th, for those curious. Looking at Cam Stone, he is the end of the top 10. Good recovery from his crashes into the wall. He's been able to fix the damage on that 57. Driving good as new right now for Cam.
Yeah, I mean, he was spinning out twice, going through the grass a few times, but that didn't stop him. He's still running top 10. 57's just able to hang on to the car. And it looks like that we may have seen a warning go out to one of the drivers about staying close to the outside wall instead of going in the second lane for pit road entry. Paul Gallimore was the driver. It looks like that 97, he's got a lot of ground to make up. 97, I mean, Lucas Hoytsma, remember he had that penalty. He's right now 20 seconds behind the leader. He desperately needs a caution right now.
Alex Coffey is the next victim of an incident. He's now pulled up and out of the race. Why?
Whoa.
He managed to flip upside down at Watkins Glen.
What? No way. No way. What the heck happened here? Oh, he's in the grass. Oh, Lord. Hang on. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my good Lord. What the heck happened to the 54? Man, how does that happen? I mean, that is wild.
Have you ever seen a blowover at Watkins Glen?
No, it wasn't even a blowover. He got right over to the dirt and he was sitting sideways, and wow, I mean, that's it dug in. Like, I hadn't seen that on the surface yet, but once he touched the gravel, it dug in and it flipped him straight on over. I mean, that is wild. Take a look at this. So as soon, oh, there's a house. Now back to it. Here we go. Flipping the dang thing. Golly. I can't believe that car did that. And then it did this cool pirouette in the air. I just need to put some ballerina music to this, and that is right there, a whole memorable thing. But he's not happy about it, obviously, but still. That is the wreck of the week, to say the least, including the Xfinity Series and the Cup. This one's got it right here. Holy cow. 10 out of 10 for style points.
Never in the world would I expect a flip at Watkins Glen, but here we are. Absolutely stunning. DeCiani in line for top 5 potentially here on speed. It's been a great stage. It's been a great run for the Ford machine. As Ev Mesnard stays low, DeCiani already locked in points, doing a terrific job in this race.
Like I said, DeCiani is one of those drivers that's consistent. He'll be there at the end of the race every time, and road courses seem to be his thing. But one of my favorite things about this 4 car is I've rarely seen his paint scheme change, ever. Like, it has been the same since Daytona. This car does not change paint schemes, ever. That 4 car, I mean, I don't even recall if it's changed for any of these special event paint schemes. So you always know who's driving that 4 car. It always looks the same. But Glen is ahead of him, and I don't think he necessarily has the speed to catch him back down. I mean, it could happen. I mean, not going to discount him or anything like that. With 20 laps to go, a caution could come out at any point. And, I mean, we saw it there. A car nearly died going into this corner a little bit ago doing the flips. I mean, that's a stylish way to go out, to say the least.
Very unique way, absolutely, with how that went there. But still now have 20 laps to work with in this one. 20 more laps to go here from Watkins Glen. Devin Medeiros still toughing it out, by the way. Still yet to pit. He's really hoping for the caution dance.
Yeah, he's out there for 27 laps. I think he really wants one. I mean, that's phenomenal to see that he's still out there. And he's hanging on to second right now. He just has Delaney all over the back bumper. You know that's not going to last very long. 20 just lets him go here in the carousel. I mean, he really wants a caution. If he can get one, then that would really help him, because everybody would come down for tires and gas. I think most people would, considering the fall off. I mean, they've been out there long enough. And he can stay out there probably for another like 4 or 5 laps if he's super saved. We'll have to see. He's still out there, though, sitting in third. And this is the only strategy that works for him. So all the power to him.
Tough break for some of the drivers as we continue on. Tanner Marty, give him huge credit. Decent run. Bring the Seattle Mariners paint scheme once again. My, oh my, has he had a pretty race car. And people recognizing the speed, just let him on go. Clayton Hoffman coming on down this time, so he should get up to about 12th spot here by the time he passes by the 92.
Yeah, I think something... Let me make sure I see this right. No, that he's had that damage for a while. I just saw that 12 car with a little bit of right side damage there. But the 8 here, yeah, exactly what he needs to do. He's sitting in a position where he's, like we talked about during the rundown. That 8 is just consistently in like that top like 6th to 10th range. He's so consistent at that. He's pretty much gonna lock in case 2 guys that haven't won yet this season win today. If Medeiros goes out and wins today somehow by some miracle, then I mean that would would absolutely throw a wrench in his plans. That'd at least get him a little nervous. But he's sitting in third right now, and that pit stop is coming ever closer, and you never know when a caution might come out, if it comes out at all. I mean, that 70% chance is terrifying to me, to say the least. I mean, we had one where that 70% didn't work out. This next one, I mean, it'd be wild to think it doesn't come out, but we'll see.
This race has had some wild moments off and on all throughout the night. Ralph Hutchinson right now holding back Stone and Benefield, so a swarm of Conti cars starting to form in the distance. And Stone, last time by, it's about dead even. Oh, he hit the back end of Benefield, or rather Hutchinson, and just destroyed the front end of his car. Here comes Benefield.
Oh my gosh, what a hit. Now right there, that was interesting to say the least. 8 car, no damage on the rear end. These things are tanks. But that 57 also looks pretty dang clean, even though the damage is there. It's just not as visible as you think it would be. That 83 was able to catch up because of that. Now this is all a battle right now for the 8th place spot, as it looks like Galata and DeCiani are now battling very close, and it looks like Galata got by DeCiani. But there is some gravel on the racetrack right there. I'm thinking maybe somebody may have went off earlier in that area. Medeiros chose to come down pit road that time, so he is giving up that shot to try and get a caution. My guess is he didn't have enough gas to keep going. 17 laps to go. That 83's all over the back bumper of Cameron Stone.
Yeah, right now just trying to see if he can slip his way through now that the 57 has significant nose damage. Benefield much quicker. Stone actually clipped the dirt. That opens the door for the Conti car easily up in our spot. So up one more goes Benefield up to 8th. Cam Stone still running in place now from about where he started this race. He's going to have to hobble that car home. He does have a 10-second cushion to the next car. Galata in line potentially for a podium, but these two are mightily quick. 1 minute, 10-second lap times, 1 second quicker than the majority of the field. DeCiani, last time by, actually lost ground to the 99 overall net.
I mean, I think that that 99 still is pretty quick, but the 4 car has been a little bit more consistent in terms of his driving so far. So that's why he was able to keep so close, I think. But I mean, I am still surprised to see this giant gap for Delaney up here in the lead. Sorry, for Dyson. He's up there now. He has a 13 second gap right now as we speak over the second place car. So if we can do like a flyby here, just to show you how big of a gap this is. Here we go. 41 coming across the line right here. Here we go. You're going to see him going by right now. There's the 41. Now get out your stopwatches. We're waiting 13 seconds. Still not there. Where the heck is he? No idea. Coming close to the line here. The 6 car is right there. So they have that big of a gap to try and make it 15 laps, I should say. Can't be done. I don't think that can be done. And I think that Dyson is just praying for no cautions right now.
I think he'd be able to withstand some of the charges. It's just that would anybody try and risk it on strategy? It's the huge question. And that's the tough thing. You can't just stay out on the old tires. You're likely to get eaten alive here, Kirk. But depending on if there was anything to happen, well, you never know. But Benefield, last time by, we can definitely tell you this was half a second quicker than the 8 car. He is ready to pounce for 7th. Here we go. Inside for the bus stop. And Hutchinson recognizes speed.
Also, I do want to make sure that the folks watching the broadcast know that the race control are the only ones that would know if a caution was going to be thrown. They don't tell us, they don't talk to us at all about them. They just give us a percentage. They said 70% chance there will be one from 40 to go to 90 to go. So from lap 40 to lap 90. So we saw that exact percentage for the first 40 laps as well. It can happen at any time, which is really sketchy to us because it's just, when we're watching this, we think we know what's going to happen, but those cautions just really throw a wrench into everything. And remember what I was talking about, DeCiani here being really consistent. He's closed that gap again. He's back up to the back bumper of Galata, and he's staying consistent. Galata just seems to have one good lap, going off a little bit the next lap. He's kind of a little all over the place, just trying to hang on to the car. But the 4 car has been gaining him back for sure. This is for a podium spot, too. Third place.
Yeah. Great opportunity for DeCiani to be able to get a podium on a road course here. For Galata to have some redemption after his bad luck. Start things off on the run from last time out. So, 13 laps to work with coming up at the stripe of the field. Sun's starting to poke out a little bit before the overcast skybox is expected to hit. So will we see a chance for a patch? You see that sky continuing to open up a little bit. Some sunshine, be able to poke through the clouds here. DeCiani has to be able to pick his spots here. They have a lot of lap traffic to deal with, Kirk, and that's going to potentially play a factor with the dirty air being fed to Galata.
Yeah, this is going to be the closest battle we have on track right here, and those lappers are going to be difficult to get around. Let's just keep an eye on this because it will be fun to watch, to say the least. I think that this is going to be fine for both of these guys because most of the time lappers give you room, but right now they got Mesnard. He's in the racing line. Oh, he makes contact with Galata. He sends him wide. The four-car DeCiani gets up to his back bumper. That was so unusual.
Well, that was a bad spot to reach them in the carousel, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Mesnard trying to stay out of the way, missed the corner. No change for position. They battle on. Galata's tires are heated up, though.
I mean, that's going to happen now. That essentially now gives the four-car a slight advantage. He takes a defensive line. Galata tries to take a defensive line into turn one. Four-car doesn't go for it. Now he does. He looks low. Still there. Not quite clear yet. No, he goes off. Galata goes off track to get the 0X to hang on to the spot.
Using all the pavement there at that point. Gonna have to be careful with that. Coming to 11 to go now. At this point, Galata still has more lap traffic. Steven Williams is just up the road. They're gaining pretty rapidly on the back end of Williams's car. Williams already staying to the outside of the carousel. Looking like he's gonna take the boot, actually. How high he's going. He knocks some cones down as Galata and DeCiani clear on by. Now they have clean track. Now it's down to just their ability as drivers.
You know, thinking about this right here, I mean, you want to get a podium as much as you can. And DeCiani, it would benefit more than Galata. Galata can't go for a championship here, but DeCiani can most certainly benefit from an extra couple points. In terms of he's trying to catch to the back bumper for the regular season championship. If he's able to do it, he's on the back bumper. He gives him a shot. He gets him loose. In turn one, he's trying to save the race car. He sure does. They are now side by side as they head up through the SS4 car. Has the inside line. It's the advantage up until here. Does he have him clear? No, he doesn't. They're still side by side through the SS up the hill, heading down the short chute here. Pretty long. The back straightaway, I should say. Now that 99 looks underneath them as DeCiani made the clearing move. But is it over yet? I don't think so.
Caution!
Caution's out!
Caution flag is out. Galata is so spooked by the caution, he knew he wrecked the car. And now this is the random caution. And now it gets unpredictable. Dyson's lead was 15 seconds at the time of the caution flag. And that now evaporates, and it could go any direction here.
I mean, this is going to change absolutely everything on this race. They choose to do this for the realism because there isn't just constant green flag runs throughout the run, and they don't throw cautions for every crash on the racetrack, every spin. So they do this percentage deal here, and they had a whole debate with all the drivers about it. Some showed favor towards, some chose that it thought it wasn't necessarily the right thing to do. But ultimately, the race control directors chose that it would be better to have this random caution possibility. So they are continuing to do that for the remainder of the season on road courses. So we'll see it again here at the Roval when we go there later in the fall. But I can tell you right now, for Dyson, right here, right now, he did not want to see it at all. He probably is not a fan of it, based off of what we just saw.
Mind you, some of the drivers had recently pit 7 laps ago at Madero's. It's going to be a close call, but we're under caution. 9 to go here at Watkins Glen. You're watching the Full Length Cup Challenge as the field resets. Where will the strategy roulette land now?
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to Maconi Entertainment as we have a strategy roulette situation on our hands. 8 laps coming to 7 to go to decide how this race goes here at Watkins Glen. Dyson trying to pick up an air win sticker and more playoff points. As Jonathan Delaney, Joseph Galata, Adam Benefiel, and Cameron Stone all on older tires along with Devin Madero's. They all elected to stay out here, Kirk. Everybody else came in for fresh Goodyear Eagles.
Yeah, Devin Medeiros, though, is only out there on 9-lap-old tires. He stayed out the longest out of anybody. That was a move that might actually gain him several positions. Remember, his best type of racetrack is the road courses. He's in a great spot. He has the freshest tires out of anyone in the top 5. However, just behind him is Matt DeCiani in the 4 car and Lucas Hoytsma. Both of them are hungry, they're fast, and they know how to get to the front. Is Jonathan Delaney going to be able to hang on? Is Dyson going to be able to hang on? Or will Delaney, Galata, Benefiel, Stone, any of these guys do something to try and get up by him? They know that 41 is practically unbeatable on the road courses. What are they willing to do to win the race? That's the question I always ask drivers whenever they go out there. What are you willing to do? And right now, we're about to find out. Some of them are saving gas too. Think about this. They're 24 laps out there on a stint. They got a few laps to go. If we get a caution or if something wild happens, then that could put us into overtime. That would stretch things. But that's only for track blocking incidents. We saw one, actually 2 of them, yesterday in the Xfinity Series. I would be surprised if that happens here in the Cup Series, but it's in the realm of possibilities. So just hang on to your seats, folks. This is going to be a wild restart.
Here we go. 7 laps to go from Watkins Glen International. It's Dyson and Delaney on the front row. Benefield and Galata, Medeiros and Stone, DeCiani, Heitman, Hoytsma, Hutchinson amongst the top 10. We have 15 cars left on the lead lap here from Watkins Glen. Pace car is already off. Green flag is out. Dyson gets himself clear by the start and finish line.
That is a fantastic way to be able to get the hang on to the lead right here. Here comes Delaney. They're coming in. They're 3 wide behind. There goes a 76. And it looks like Stone both spinning behind. 2 cars are spinning. No caution. They're staying up front. Take a look at Dyson up towards the front right now. That 41 car has Delaney all over the back bumper. Will he be able to hang on? This is for the win of the race. 2 cars go spinning. No caution on the racetrack. And we only got a handful of laps to go. The top 5 has separated themselves from the rest of the field. It is Dyson, Delaney, Benefield, Galata, and Medeiros. Top 5 right now.
They look to try and set something up. Will anybody be able to close up to the 41? Dyson's been rapidly quick on fire off. Oh, a lot of bobbling by Delaney. First one on tires, by the way, is DeCiani in 6th. With Hoytsma in line, Sean O'Brien Jr., he could do it again, get another top 10 run. They're right now not gaining ground on the rest of the field.
I don't see that 4 car catching them for right now. That wreck really put them in a bad spot. DeCiani lost a lot of time due to that accident on the restart. Now DeCiani goes really wide. Hang on to it. He almost hit the outside wall. He saves it. Now that lets the 65. Oh, 65 cut him a huge break. He let off for him to come back onto the racetrack. But right now, look at this 20 car. I think Medeiros is in the best position he's ever been in all season. He has way fresher tires than all the cars in front of him. He's just got to get by. He's got the dirty air effect, though. That's going to be the problem. I don't think he's going to be able to use the dirty air to get by him as best as you think he would be. He's kind of going to be held up because of it, but he's got so much fresher tires. He's going to have more speed in the top group.
Yeah, right now, just bogged on down in the traffic. Bit of a bobble. Here comes Galata. Forced up high. Medeiros hit him. Moved him off the racetrack.
That's racing. That's racing. Now hang on to the car. Don't get mad, Galata. Hang on to it. Remember, you got a long way to go. Let him up. Oh, he's not going to let him up. All right, there you go. Hang on to turn 1. Here we go. Galata goes in deep. Ew, he slides the tire. He goes off track. 20 cars going to end up making the pass.
Yes, and he does, and there goes Medeiros up to 4th. Strategy working like a charm. And now the first of those on the fresher tires, Lucas Hoytsma, has caught up to drivers. The downside, 4 seconds back, and Dyson is turning lap times equal, if not quicker, than those who just pit for fresh Goodyear Eagles. That's how quick the 41 and the 6 are running at the moment. But Hoytsma poking, the 99 lets it open. Galata is dropping.
Galata just got to take a second to calm down, hang on to the race car. That's all he's got to do right now. You got plenty of gap back to DeCiani. Just ride where you are right now and don't overdrive the car. Remember, you're on way older tires. These guys are going to be fast. But that 97 is catching the back bumper of Medeiros. Remember, he's sitting in 4th right now. But if anything happens to the top 3, that would be a crazy thing to see for the playoffs right now. I mean, that would be a crazy upset. He's outside the top 20 in points, Medeiros is. So that would be wild. But up in the top 3 area, I think it's important to mention that the top 2, Delaney and Dyson, if we're looking at lap times, Delaney ran 2/10 faster than Dyson that last time by. With that in mind, I don't know if it's fast enough to beat the dirty air like the 97 is dealing with right now. but it might be enough to get him there. We'll see. He showed the nose. 20 goes into the corner behind him, in front of him, I should say. And Medeiros is doing an okay job here at hanging on to the race car and staying in front of the 97. That's his goal right now. If he can get a top 5 out of this, that would be an excellent day for Devin Medeiros.
Whitespaw ready to go for the dive. Had to back up and move under braking. That was a little bit sketchy. Instead gets the run, gets boxed off yet again. 3 laps to go here at Watkins Glen.
DeCiani's making a move.
DeCiani too.
Yeah, they're both going to make a move into one. Look out. They're even for both battles. They're going to be even. DeCiani's going to make the pass for the spot behind, and it looks like Hoytsma's going to get the Medeiros there. So Galata's all over the back bumper of the 4 now. Galata's got a long way back to Ralph Hutchinson, so he's just going to hang on to the race car. But Hoytsma is trying to chase down these top guys who took tires. Remember, that wreck really put them in a rough spot. And Alex Coffey looks like he has a meatball flag. Something must have happened while he was out there or something. He blew up on pit road, so that is not going to be a big issue, not on racetrack. So that is how this race is going. I'm stunned. I mean, to see that happen where that wreck was able to separate the guys with tires and without tires, that just only benefited these top 2 who are closing in on each other every lap. Up front, Delaney ran a 1:09.6 last time by, and our leader ran a 1:09.7. So 1/10 gain that last time by. Let's see what he gets this time. So coming to the line, he's going to cross it. The leader runs a lap time of a 1:09.797, and the second place driver, Jonathan Delaney, runs a 1:09.742. So slightly faster, but it's starting to even out, and Delaney actually intentionally took a X there, trying to gain a little bit more time going up the S's.
Delaney trying everything he can to be able to build up something, anything, to keep up with the road course wizard. This is the best run he's had all night long to keep up with the 41. There's such a dominating effort earlier. But now it's going to come down to the white flank this upcoming time by. Can Dyson hold on without mistakes, using every bit of runoff area he can to build up this spot? Coming up to the white flag. Final time around, when they come up to the flag stand, only 2.45 miles to go. Final time around for Watkins Glen.
What are you willing to do to win the race, Delaney? Let's see what you got. Remember, this is for a whole bunch of points, but they are battling pretty hard for third right now. Nothing's changed between the leaders. Hoytsma is making a look down to the inside. The 83 blocks it, as it looks like up front Delaney got loose on the exit of turn number 1, and he lost a lot of ground. Dyson's got this one in the bag, but the battle is for third. That 97 all over the back bumper of Benefiel, trying to make a move, trying to get through. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. It's close. It's a car length gap. But going into the S's, this is where you gain a lot of time if you really send it. That 97 definitely did. He's going to go over both rumble strips. He's on the back bumper. He's going through the carousel, trying to move the 83 up the hill. He gets on the gas, trying to hit the back bumper. No move yet. Still there, as it looks like Dyson comes to the final couple corners.
Final time through the corners. Andrew Dyson, the series leader in victories, does it again for the 5th time in 2025.
Oh,
Andrew Dyson.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Both cars, 3rd place and 4th place, go off, and DeCiani's going to take 3rd as Dyson takes the win. 4 wins on 4 road courses this season. Holy cow. Sorry to interrupt you, Justin, but that wreck was happening coming right out of the final corner.
So Andrew Dyson gets his 5th win of the season. Oh, wow. Lucas Hoytsma falls down to 6th with the contact. Let's look at this again. Benefiel got 4th after it.
You saw that? 97 made a dive bomb and just did not care the 83 was there, and they both made it off the corner there. I mean, take a look on board. He goes wide, gets an X here, and he just dive bombs it and turns him.
Interesting enough, Benefield's still got the advantage over the two of them, and Galata is able to at least pass one of the two.
Coming out of the final corner, take a look at Dyson right now. He's going to come on down, get his fourth road course victory of the year, his fifth race win overall, the most wins all season, extends his points lead, gains so many playoff points. That 41 is championship caliber, and he will be a huge contender for this championship at the end of the season.
Andrew Dyson continues to be the king of the road courses. Most of his wins have come while going left and right. As he burns it on down, get ready to take a step aside. Post-race coverage is coming up. You're watching Maconi Entertainment for tonight's coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge, where Andrew Dyson gets to do some loop-de-loops.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, for tonight's post-race coverage of the FLCC. It was an eventful one for some, but in the end, it will be Andrew Dyson getting the chance to celebrate tonight, able to hold off Jonathan Delaney by a couple seconds at the very end over Matt DiCiani. And Adam Benefield gets fourth spot, Joseph Galani in fifth, Hoytsma, Lucas specifically in sixth, Medeiros, Hutchinson, O'Brien Jr., and Marty all get the elusive top 10.
Finishing 11th this afternoon will be Derek Heitman, followed by Clayton Hoffman, both having great days. Nolan Hodgson dropped back a little bit. Chad Sanner, great run for the 94 car, finishing in the top 15. Cameron Stone will get 15th this week. Dave Hoytsma, love to see a top 20 out of Dave. And then you got Stephen Williams there in the 17, 2 laps down, followed by Dustin Hall, Evan Mesnard, and Thomas Kumacheski rounding out the top 20.
21st, going on to Chris Davis, Tyler Hunter, Bobby Anderson, Coffey, Llewellyn, Simpson, Yamamore, Truell, Owens, Hastings all get top 30s here tonight. And rounding out the field, Robert Miller, Dylan Kritz, and Neil Pearson finish all towards the tail. Look top to bottom of the runner here tonight in this one here on Maconi Entertainment. But it's Andrew Dyson who's able to come away with a win. Andrew, you do it again. You had to work hard to get the track position. How are you feeling about win number 5?
Man, I did have to work pretty hard, man. But yeah, feeling pretty good about it. Yeah, pretty happy to get some good points today. Good playoff points. That's pretty good. Pretty wrapped about that.
Of course, had the issue in the qualifying session that you had mentioned to Kirk. Well, what's going through your mind is you're having to cut your way through the field and figure out how you're going to get that track position.
Well, to be honest, when you're at the back with the other guys, they're usually pretty cooperative with, like, you're coming through. They know you're sort of a faster car, so they're happy to accommodate you when you're having a bit of a look and whatever. But I was expecting, as I got close towards the front, it'd be a bit harder. It sort of was. At the same time, though, it felt like my pace was pretty good. It was good enough to be able to make some moves on guys that were pretty close to my pace. So was expecting it to be tougher, but yeah, the stage flip and the strategy definitely helped make it easier as well. So yeah, it was good.
So with that in mind, you still have a short track race up next. Your thoughts on going to Richmond now with momentum and lots of playoff points in your pocket?
Yeah, Richmond, same thing. See if I can't get some stage points, we'll try and go for a W or something. But I mean, it's a tough ask. It's there's a lot of dudes that are really competitive at a track like Richmond in this league. So if I can again just stick to my usual game plan, try and get a top 10, and if I have a really good run, I'll try and go for a top 5. And if I have a really, really good run, maybe I can talk to you guys again next week. But we'll see how we go. Man, I'm looking forward to it. It's a fun track.
Anyone who want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, man, I'll make a quick shout out to Team Ryko Sim Performance. It's actually just Ryko Motorsport or whatever. But for the setups, without setups like these, I'm pretty much a non-starter, whether it be road or circle. So I appreciate all that. And shout out all the boys coming out for race today. Appreciate it.
Congratulations on the victory here today.
Thanks, guys.
Andrew Dyson gets the job done here today. Jonathan Delaney's in second. He's with Kirk.
Jonathan Delaney here. Got to tell you, man, you had a great run today, but we heard it over the radio. You said one of his moves that he was out there was just absolutely insane. And I just got to hear what you think about that particular race. How did it feel like it went for you? And was there anything you could have done to be able to hunt down that 41 car?
It was a good race. One of my better road course races, I guess you could say. We had pretty good speed. Had a really good car too. Just struggling a little bit tight. But I think that was because I had nose damage because I ran into the back of my teammate coming into pit road. So that was very unfortunate. Definitely not on purpose. And I just want to apologize, Lucas. That was really bad on my part. And he even told me about it. Said he was pitting, and I let him know I was pitting too. And I couldn't really see where my braking marker was, and ran at the back of him, and he got a speeding penalty from that. So I feel really bad about that. I said sorry to him so many times. So once again, I'm so sorry, Lucas. That was really bad for me. I'll have to make it up to him somehow. But yeah, I was that final restart, that last caution. I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. So I was kind of saving my tires after we pitted. I was kind of thinking that was going to happen, so I was making sure if it did happen, I would have a little bit of tire to fight and see if we had anything for Dyson, and I just didn't really have nothing. We probably could have tried pitting there at the last caution and doing the opposite of Dyson and seeing what would happen, but you take that risk with being farther in the back, and it's just so hard to pass here. It really is. So I decided just to stay out and not really risk that, trying to fight being farther in back for track position and whatnot. So I'm happy with second place. We had really good points tonight. Won the first stage, got a playoff point, and so yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. And yeah.
Well, I got to ask you, Jonathan, I guess on your whole team, are you proud of how everybody turned out this race here? And what are you guys thinking about moving on to Richmond?
Yeah, we did. We had a really good outing tonight. Road courses aren't our strongest and really aren't our best, but all in all, we had really good points tonight for the team championships. So I think we had really good stage points from everybody tonight, and everybody finished within the top 10 too. So really good together as a team, and getting in the car also prepared to. Everybody chipped in and helped. So yeah, we have going up, like I said, Richmond next week. Feeling pretty good about there. It's one of my better tracks. I really like Richmond, so start prepping there. Hopefully bring a good car, and short track racing. So there's a lot of stuff can happen.
I'm excited to watch, man. Is anybody else you want to shout out before we send you back?
Yeah, like I said, everyone at Ralph Hutchinson Motorsports for putting together a good car this week and every week as well. So shout out to everybody at RHM. Also said good points tonight. Shout out to everyone who raced tonight. Good win, Dyson. He's a monster. He's a beast on these dirt courses. And, nobody can attest to that. So I don't know. Someday I hope I can be as good as him. But yeah, shout out you guys for helping broadcast this. And that's all I got. Say once again, I'm so sorry, Lucas. I ran into the back of you and got you a black flag for speeding. So that's all I got, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Yep, see ya.
Back to you, Justin.
So second spot going away. Jonathan Delaney, Matt DiCiani, able to get Fortis the top 3 here tonight. Matt, how would you describe your night here at the Glen?
I mean, pretty solid, I'd say. I mean, kind of was worried going into the race. Just I kind of haven't felt like I had the pace this week, but I mean, kind of just played some strategy and had enough pace to, come away with the P3. I mean, I don't think I was P3 before that yellow came out anyways, and, took tires thinking maybe I'd have a shot, which if they worked out, but turned out to be a scratch. So, I mean, all in all, just a good day.
How difficult was this race in general in the dirty air, in your opinion? Why?
Why? Well, this car. That's the answer to it. Just the way this car gives off dirty air, and just you lose the nose. But I mean, the dirty air wasn't terrible except for the S's. Like if you got dirty air bad in the S's, you'd lose half a second. It would just not turn, and you'd have to roll out of throttle, and that's the highest speed part of the track, and you just lose all that time. Somewhat bad in the carousel if you couldn't offset, but I felt like I was able to offset anytime I needed to get behind someone and make a pass. But yeah, it was awful through the S's.
So how do you feel about going to the action track next week?
Richmond, yeah. Normally a good track. Should be fun. We'll see what happens. We're kind of just in this points battle here for the regular season championship. I think Dyson kind of pulled away from me and Delaney, but we'll see if we can make up some points these next 2 weeks and maybe get that, because I those are valuable playoff points that could be useful here when the playoffs start.
Any shots you'd like to give here tonight?
Yeah, thanks for you guys for calling the race. Congrats to Dyson on the win. Delaney on his P2. Yeah, Fortis, Pat, my teammate, who wasn't able to hear tonight. But yeah, and Bobby for putting this league on.
Congratulations once again on the podium, Matt.
Thanks, guys.
Matt DiCiani gets the job done with the top 3. I'd like to thank the whole top 3 for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here at Maconi Entertainment. But next time out, we'll be at Richmond Raceway. It'll be August the 16th, 8:25 p.m. will be the start time for our coverage. Maconi Entertainment, be sure to tune in from the action track. But on that note, here, Kirk, your final thoughts of tonight before we head to Richmond for a short track race.
Well, final thoughts are just a great run in general. Anytime we go to a road course, you can almost guarantee that you'll see that 41 in victory lane by the end of the day now. It's 4 out of 4. I mean, it's amazing what that driver is able to do. But you also saw a flip that was absolutely hellacious. Can't say anything else about it. It was just wild, with coffee going up in the air, flipping like wild. And then also the crazy restart there at the end that eventually gave the top 3 their finishing positions. And I gotta tell you, it was just a lot of fun here from Watkins Glen this afternoon.
It was an interesting race overall tonight, but it's time to say goodbye. Mike, thank you for tuning in for tonight's action here on Maconi Entertainment. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Kirk Mills with DJ Light producing. Thanks to all our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. Hope you stay tuned to all our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.